Skateboarding in Sudbury is brought to the spotlight with the new docu-series Cracks in the Road on YouTube. The brains behind the production is Nico Taus, graphic designer and owner of Studio 123.
So my name is Nico Taus. I am a graphic designer and co-owner of Studio 123 in Sudbury, and I'm the director of Cracks in the Road, which is a documentary on skateboarding in Sudbury.
The YouTube series took 4 years for Taus to put together. It was a passion project he worked on during the after hours of his full-time job.
Cracks in the Road is really a celebration of Sudbury's skateboard culture for me. Being able to bring together a bunch of different skaters from different generations. I'm talking people that are in their late 40s to people who are, young teens who are just getting into it, and people who are, have been into it for decades. It's just been a way to bring everybody together and celebrate the culture that we have in Sudbury, which is, totally unique to other centers, big urban centers in Canada. So I wanted to celebrate Sudbury and the northern skate culture that we have. Skateboarding is a way of life. It's a way of looking at the world. Especially in the early days was super underground, and I was always curious as to how skateboarding as a sport or pastime came to Sudbury, how that subculture came up north, because Sudbury is pretty geographically isolated from like Toronto, for example, especially in the early days before there was Highway 69. Before that was 4-lane, it would take like 5 hours to get to Toronto. So I always wondered, who was the first one, or who were the first ones to bring a skateboard up here and start that scene? Because obviously in the early days there were no shops, there were no parks, there was no skateboard culture. So I wanted to know, who were the first ones to bring them here, when that happened, and how the scene sort of was established and evolved way before I came around. I've always been passionate about skateboarding. It's been a big part of my life since I was a little kid. So my only goal with this documentary really was to celebrate the local skate culture and get people stoked on skateboarding. I want a place where anybody feels free and safe to come skate in whatever way they feel comfortable. Where back in the day you'd have to skate a certain way or do big tricks or whatever to be like respected or whatever. Nowadays it's really open. You could show up with a cruiser board, a banana board, a long board, a modern skate deck, and do whatever style you want. And it's just a place where everybody's welcome, and I want to see everybody kind of celebrating each other. And I want us to celebrate the scene that we have in Sudbury. There are unique elements to the skate scene in Sudbury that you don't see anywhere else. There's really like cool, quirky elements to the Sudbury skate scene that I hope we can now look at with pride, because I think we always compare ourselves to Toronto or like California, where everything's perfect and you got amazing spots everywhere. Sudbury's gritty. Nothing's perfect. There's cracks. There's frost. There's winters. But we make it happen. It's been a skate scene that's been thriving for 4 decades now, and I hope to see that continue for years to come.